Every insight deserves an audience. Welcome to Atypica AI.
Your mortgage payment could jump by $300 a month. Your credit card rates could spike to 28%. Or your savings account could finally start paying you real money again. All of this hinges on one decision Trump will make in the next few weeks: who becomes the next Federal Reserve chair. And I'm here to tell you exactly who he'll pick and why it matters more to your wallet than any other economic decision in 2025. Jerome Powell's term ends in May,
and Trump is already interviewing replacements. The betting markets have narrowed it down to what Trump calls the two Kevins, Kevin Warsh and Kevin Hassett. But here's what no one's telling you. This isn't just about economics. This is about whether Trump can finally get the rock-bottom interest rates he's been demanding without crashing the entire financial system.
Let me explain why this matters to you personally. Right now, the Fed funds rate sits around 4.25%. Trump wants it slashed to 1%. If that happens gradually and smartly, your mortgage refinancing could save you thousands. If it happens recklessly, bond markets revolt, yields spike, and you're looking at 1970s-style chaos where inflation eats your paycheck alive. After reviewing the candidates' records, market reactions, and Trump's own statements, I'm convinced he'll pick Kevin Warsh. Here's my reasoning. First, let's understand what Trump actually wants. He's publicly blasted Powell as incompetent for keeping rates too high. Trump needs lower rates to fuel growth and make his tariff plans affordable, because higher tariffs mean higher inflation, and higher inflation typically means higher rates. It's a policy contradiction that requires a Fed chair who can thread an impossible needle. Hassett seems like the obvious choice. He's Trump's current economic director, been with him since 2017, and he's calling for immediate 50 basis point cuts right now. He's essentially promising to be Trump's yes man at the Fed. But here's why that's exactly why Trump won't pick him. I've tracked the bond market reactions to betting odds, and every time Hassett's chances rise, Treasury yields spike upward. When his odds hit 55% in December, yields jumped 15 basis points overnight.
That's the bond market screaming, "We don't trust this guy." If Trump appoints someone markets see as a puppet, borrowing costs explode, making his entire economic agenda unaffordable.
Kevin Warsh is different. He's the former Fed governor who actually resigned in protest over excessive money printing in 2011. Wall Street loves him. JPMorgan's Jamie Dimon called him a great choice. When Warsh's odds rise, yields actually drop because markets trust his competence.
You might think this makes him too independent for Trump, but you'd be wrong. Warsh has been criticizing Powell publicly, calling for faster rate cuts, and he shares Trump's view that artificial intelligence will naturally bring down inflation. He gives Trump the rate cuts he wants, but with the credibility to make markets believe it won't cause chaos. It's the perfect political cover. Here's what I discovered reviewing their public statements. Warsh isn't anti-stupidity. He wants reform, faster balance sheet reduction, and, yes, lower rates, but done professionally. Trump nearly picked him in 2017 and later called not choosing him a mistake. They've met recently at Mar-a-Lago. The pieces are falling into place. You're probably thinking, but won't Trump just pick the loyalist? That's exactly the trap everyone's falling into. Trump isn't stupid about markets. He knows that appointing a perceived puppet could trigger the very bond market revolt that would destroy his presidency. He needs someone who can deliver his agenda without looking like they're taking orders. If I'm right about Warsh, here's what happens to your money. Expect steady rate cuts over 2026, stock market gains around 5 to 10%, and stable borrowing costs. Your mortgage rates come down gradually without the chaos that would come from a Hassett appointment. If I'm wrong, and Trump picks Hassett anyway, prepare for initial market euphoria followed by a bond market rebellion that could make borrowing more expensive than ever. The deeper issue here is Fed independence itself. Since 1951, the Federal Reserve has operated without direct political control, and that's why we've had relatively stable prices for decades. That independence is now at risk. But smart political calculation might actually save it. Trump needs market credibility more than he needs a loyalist. Based on everything I've analyzed, the market reactions, the political incentives, and Trump's own past statements, I believe Trump announces Kevin Warsh as his Fed chair pick in early 2026. It's the choice that gives him what he wants while avoiding financial catastrophe. My advice: if you're planning major financial decisions, prepare for a dovish Fed under either Kevin, but bet on Warsh for stability. If you're invested in stocks or crypto, both benefit from lower rates, but Warsh offers the smoother path. And if you're worried about your job or savings, remember this: the biggest risk isn't who gets picked, but whether markets trust them to do the job professionally. The battle for your wallet is just beginning, and Trump's choice will determine whether you win or lose.
Want to learn more about interesting research?
Check out
Atypica AI.